So I'm very excited about today's guest. His name is Yannis Pappas, and Yannis Pappas is a stand-up comic that I've had the privilege to share the stage with on multiple occasions. When I was in the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival, I think 2 or 3 summers ago, I did 21 shows with Yannis in a show they had called The Ethnic Show. And The Ethnic Show was a show where, I was Lebanese, he's Greek, we're all American, but, based on our backgrounds, and there was Godfrey and a lot of great comics that you're going to end up seeing on the show, by the way. And we became really good friends. Last time I was in the Gramercy in New York, him and his friend Chris Dstefano, who have an amazing podcast called History Hyenas. You've probably seen it if you're into podcasts. One of the funniest podcasts around, absolutely hysterical. They had a show at the Gramercy Theater a week after mine. They sold out their shows at the Gramercy Theater for the podcast. I sold out my shows as well as a stand-up, but that's how big the podcast is. So as stand-up comics, they sell out everywhere. And Yannis, whether he's podcasting or doing stand-up, just the funniest. One of the funniest guys I've ever worked with. Love the guy. And he's going to be with us on the podcast today. We're going to talk about being comics, really. So this isn't going to be a politically correct show. Yafi10, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I want you guys to know, full disclosure, these are 2 comics today. We're going to be shooting the shit. Same thing happened with Brian Callen. Same thing happened with Bassem Youssef. Same thing's going to happen today. On Saturday, we got Trevor Wallace. I want to have fun, and I think you guys want to have fun too. So buckle in. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. What I like about Yannis specifically is he deals a lot with political correctness and how absolutely unnecessary it is. So we're going to talk about some interesting stuff, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I do want to start off today by talking for a few minutes before I bring off Yannis, as I always do. Before I bring up Yannis, as I always do, I want to make sure that we set up today's show properly, okay? And then I want you guys to call in at the end and give your opinion. So that's going to be happening. Make sure you add that number on WhatsApp. Here's the, where is what the fuck Mario? He'll be back one day. He's inside right now. He's doing stuff. He's busy. He's a fucking mother. That's what he's doing. So as a comedian, our job is to make people laugh. What some people don't understand is laughter is a fickle beast. And there are different types of comedy in this world, right? You can take a look at like Mitch Hedberg. As a stand-up comic, if you've ever seen his work, if you haven't, you must see it. His style differs radically than, let's say, Patrice O'Neill or Bill Burr. Or every comedian has a different style, and it's themselves. If you take a look at George Carlin and Jerry Seinfeld, they lie on very opposite sides of the spectrum. And comedy in general, I mean, you can have deadpan comedy, you can have comedians do it, you can have movies with like slapstick comedy, you can have laugh track sitcom comedy like Friends, or no laugh track multicam comedy like Parks and Recreation or Office Space, and different types. What interests me is that usually as a person, myself, if I'm on a video and I don't find it funny, I leave. That's usually me. I'm like, oh, this isn't entertaining, or find it stupid. I'm out. What's funny about stand-up today is that a lot of people will come out and say, will give their opinion. That wasn't funny. Stay in your lane. And it's like, all right, dude, like, cool. Okay, yeah, it's fine. You don't have to be here. You get what I'm saying? I'm not talking about people who are giving constructive criticism. What I found interesting is that whenever a comedian has an opinion, suddenly other people come in and tell them to shut up and stick to comedy. Isn't that entertaining? Because I'm a comedian, or because I have some kind of renown, if I give an opinion, I should shut up and stick to what I do. What do? You're a lawyer? Why don't you shut up and do the law? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not... When people disagree with you, they will hate on you. And when people agree with you, they will champion you. That's just the life that we live, right? If I were to say something that same person would agree with, he'd be like, preach, Nemr, that's amazing. But if I say something they don't agree with, they're like, screw you, stay in your lane, you stick to what you know. I'm like, all right, sure thing. But obviously we don't. So as comedians, and cheers to everybody out there, I'm drinking today from an energy mug from Mega Man, my favorite game of all time, Mega Man 3. Shout out to all the gamer fans out there. Comedy can be approached in 2 different ways. You can do stand-up to make people happy, and you can do stand-up to make yourself happy, or you can combine the two. And I think it always works. When George Carlin is out there performing, he's enjoying himself and he's talking about stuff he believes in. People who love George Carlin show up for that. People who don't like George Carlin don't show up for that. If he's going to try to please everyone, then he will end up pleasing nobody, believe it or not, because quite simply, you're not yourself anymore. Sometimes being unapologetically yourself is the best case scenario, right? So I'm a stand-up comic. Bruce Lee said, and I love this saying, he said, before you start learning martial arts, a punch is a punch and a kick is a kick, right? You don't think about it. Somebody comes at you, you punch them, you kick them. Then when you start learning and studying, the punch isn't a punch anymore. It's like, okay, and I'm going to chamber, and you got to block your face, and then you got to draw. You don't swing like that. You don't, your elbows are high. You got to swing from here. You got to do that. Sari Salah, thanks for the follow. And and the punch is no longer a punch. It's a series of things and a thought process and a kick. You got to put your knee up and then chamber, and then you got to kick it out and then bring it back in, and then after you do that for a few years, a punch is a punch and a kick is a kick. The meaning of that with comedy is before you become a stand-up or anything, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard this, you're funny. Why don't you do stand-up? And the thing is, you are funny. I mean, that's a prerequisite to wanting to do stand-up. But then when you get to start doing stand-up, everything changes because then you're no longer being funny. You're now doing stand-up. So it's not like the joke is a joke anymore. You're now thinking, the punchline here, should I time it here? Should I pause here? Should I say something else here? A heckler came out. It becomes a whole thing. And you do that for several years, and then it's a joke again, and you're just funny. And you become more comfortable on stage than you end up being off stage. I mean, a lot of people feel like that. Some people never get comfortable there, but they just get better at it. So being a comedian, if you try to please people, you're never going to succeed. But if you try to be the best that you can in earnest, you will become a very unique comic with a voice and a perspective. Our guest today is one of those people. He isn't politically correct. He has incredibly insane, hilarious characters, and I think he's one of the funniest in the business. And I'm going to share with you, he has a comedy special. After today's show, go to YouTube. He has the comedy special online for free. And let's go ahead and watch a bit of his comedy special. I love when I click screen share, something very weird happens, and it looks like we're entering the nth dimension. Okay, let's go to YouTube. It's like, all right, let's go. So you're all seeing my screen right now. Let me make sure you're seeing my screen here. Yeah, you're seeing my screen. So this is my YouTube screen right here. This is what I want you guys to do today after the show. I want you to type Yannis Pappas right here. So what I've noticed is that when I open YouTube, it kind of causes like a loophole in the system, in the software that I stream from. And even though I have to click mute on sound effects, I just did that. That thing scares the living shit out of me. For those of you who don't know what that sound was, that's somebody who just followed us on Twitch. All right, so you want to go into YouTube, type Yannis Pappas, blowing the light, okay? Blowing the light as a stand-up comic, it's when you go on stage and you're given a light, which means get off stage, but you just go past the light. It's his full stand-up comedy special. He just released it.
0 calories.
0 calories. Soda Stream, zero sugar, sponsoring the show inadvertently. This was directed by Andrew Schultz and produced right there. Andrew Schultz presents, and it's absolutely hilarious.
I was wearing an ISIS t-shirt or something, you know, like...
Let's just go to
they just take it a little too far.
Let's go to a random place in the video and listen in.
You know, I shot my half-hour special there, and I was wearing a Yankee hat. They treated me like I was wearing an ISIS t-shirt or something.
Yeah, this is great. So this is the opening bit where he's talking about, this is how it starts out. He's talking about being from New York as opposed to being from Boston. Check it out.
This is how you can tell Boston's a shitty city. Because you ever notice every movie about Boston is about some guy trying to get out of Boston? It's like, well, if I see you here in the morning, I will fucking kill you myself. You go fucking make something of yourself, kid. You're not gonna just hang around here wearing construction boots and a Carhartt. Ben Affleck sitting by a riverbank finally found serenity with a hipster beard.
Oh my goodness. So basically,
they love their teams. They got a lot of
let's go ahead.
pride. They just take it a little too far, you know? I shot my half-hour special there, and I was wearing a Yankee hat. They treated me like I was wearing an ISIS T-shirt or something, you know? It's like, slow it down. It's just a baseball team I like, you know? It's like, I'm a Yankee fan. I get it. I'm a hardcore Yankee fan, but, like, I don't wear Yankees pajamas to bed every night, you know? If the Yankees don't win, I'll be all right. There's stuff to do here. Not like Boston. Red Sox lose, the crime rate shoots up 15%. People start hitting their fucking family members. The cops show up like, what's going on here? It's like, well, officer, the fucking Red Sox lost. And he's like, all right, keep hitting them. I understand, fucking socks.
So he's a great comic. He talks a lot about being married. Some of the funniest bits for me. I actually put it in the special.
That's what it felt like.
Anywhere you click, I know this bit. So anywhere you click, people are cracking up.
I'll tell you that right now. Fucking Harvest cheddar, that is a beautiful flavor for me.
So here he's talking about getting married. He got married recently.
My wife planned the whole wedding. Oh, did she train? Oh, it was like...
This is great.
There's Olympic athletes that did not train as hard as she did to get into that fucking dress. For 12 months straight, I just watched my wife drink mustard. That's what it was. Be putting mustard on an ice cube. She's like, don't judge me, it's my cheat day, okay? Like, I'm binging today. She planned the whole wedding, dude. Planned it herself. She was serious about it. She wrote a whole itinerary. She sent it to all the groomsmen. It was intense. It was like just bullet points where we needed to be every 15 minutes. The only thing missing on that thing was a swastika. I'm being honest with you. She's like, 7:15, be in the lobby. All the groomsmen must be there. Everyone's bow ties needs to be straight. Upstairs, 15 minutes later for the photographs. Stand in order of height. If anyone's missing, we will kill your whole family.
What a legend. So today we are going to be with the great Yannis Pappas. So I'm going to be calling him in a bit. You got to go in. So when we're done with our interview today, go and check out his thing. Oh, how could I forget? Let's go back to screen sharing right here. Thanks for the follow, Muhammad Ayubi 1. Welcome. So let me tell you a bit more about our guest today, Yannis Pappas. This is what you want to do. Just type his name out, okay, on the YouTubes, all right? And just take a look on his sweet Lord Jesus. Every time I open YouTube, that freaking notification slips in and scares the living hell out of me. Thanks for the follow, whoever you are. Jesus. Whoo! Shit scares me, man. Scares me. It gets me right here in the soul, you understand? So he has a character called Morica. And this is, look at it, 5.2 million views. This shit is hilarious, okay? Let's go to his YouTube channel. This is one of my favorite characters right here. Corona hair. That's a new one he just dropped. Let's jump into the videos super quick. Sort by most popular. That's the quickest way. And let's check this video out right here.
So do you want me to sit down or should I just start talking and dancing and shit?
This character.
My name is Maurisa. I'm a transsexual from the Lower East Side. I'm a third sex. I'm a woman living in...
Sweet Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on my soul.
Size what used to be a man's body. That's God's mistake. That's not my fault. That jeans.
I love this line.
Maurisa. I'm a transsexual from the Lower East Side. I'm a third sexy person, which means I'm a woman living inside what used to be a man's body. That's God's mistake. That's not my fault. That Jesus Christ messed up. He made a mistake, but I need science to fix that shit. I'm looking to find me a white nigga who has a lot of money, who's willing to pay for my tits, and who's not going to be judgmental about my feet. All right, because my feet, I'm a little self-conscious about my feet.
So this is Yannis Pappas, all right? This guy has incredible range, and they also have a podcast that I was on yesterday called History Hyenas, and they're going to release it soon, and I'll be sure to tell you guys and go and check it out. It was incredibly entertaining. Him and his friend Chris Dstefano, who we're going to have on the show soon as well. Just absolutely hilarious two guys. That's our guest for today. We're going to shoot the shit. We're going to talk about his comedy special. We're going to talk about what he has going on in his life. Him being married, how it's been, how this quarantine has been. We're going to have a good time, all of us together right now. Let me make sure that I've turned off YouTube so that I do not have the most terrifying experience of my life every time somebody follows us on Twitch. Man, I'm not doing it on purpose, Sivug. When you follow me on Twitch, it's muted, okay? I don't know why when I open YouTube, it like bypasses the mute and just, it terrifies me. Because if I was streaming exclusively on Twitch, that sound makes me happy. Because I'm like, hey, thanks for the follow. I immediately look, and it's a riff from a song for Slayer called Vices, one of my favorite riffs. And then it scares the hell out of me here. Dstefano's 9/11 is hilarious. George, whatever, that's true. It's a clip he has about 9/11. Shave your beard for the love of our eyes, dude. It's like eye cancer. Do you guys hate my beard? Seriously? Also, I can't shave my beard. I don't have a shaving machine, so it's just going to keep growing until this is done. So let me know if you guys don't like the beard. Here's the thing, though. If you don't like the beard, it's still going to stay. But I'd like to get a consensus. His beard is amazing. The women have spoken. Silence yourself, you jealous testosterone-challenged Hamoud. I feel you. I feel you, man. I feel you're out there hating on the beard because you're like, I wish I could grow a beard as glorious as this beard, a man beard. Within this beard are stories. Within this beard are legends forged on the precipice of defeat. The beard was there to crush your enemies. We love it. No. Everybody's loving it. Yeah, I caught you, Hamoud Joker. I caught you. I'm watching you, baby. I'm watching you. How about we call our guest? Let's bring him onto the phone right now. We got with us, we're going to have Yannis Pappas. So let's go ahead and get ready to bring him on Skype. Let me open up Skype right now. And let's hope that it connects from the first try. We didn't actually do a test. I usually do a test run with my guests before I give them a call. It says waiting for him to accept invitation. But let's give him a call and see if it works. If not, I'll call him. Yannis isn't online. All right, time to give him a call. Everybody on Instagram, you guys are going to need to jump off Instagram right now, is what you're going to have to do, because we are going to the other platforms, and I need my phone. I need my phone Instagram. All right, end video. Delete video. Boom. Let's give him a call and we'll hook it up. We got to make sure that we got the right Skype here. And we're going to have a good time with Yannis Pappas on the show. Let's see. Hey, Yannis, how's it going?
Hey, brother, how are you?
I'm doing all right. So I called you on what I thought was your Skype, but I don't know if it was. It said you're not online. I have no idea. And it says I'm waiting for you to... Did you get an invitation from me?
I don't know why my Skype's not working. It's open, but it's just not working.
Oh, shit. For real?
It says my Skype on my phone is working, but...
Or if you want, you can connect from your phone.
Yeah, I just sent you a shot on the phone.
I'm sorry. You broke up. What'd you say?
I just sent you an invitation to chat on the phone. Did you get it?
On the phone. All right, let me see. An invitation to chat. Waiting. No, I did not. Let me go ahead. I don't know. Let me take a look here. Let's take a look here. So on my end. Oh, I got it. As a message? Is that it? No. So I didn't get this. All right, guys, bear with us. We're going to figure this out. We're going to make sure we get him on the line. Yannis Pappas. I thought I had him, man. Yannis. By the way, I would like to go ahead and blame any problems we're having today straight on Microsoft. I don't accept any blame for what's going on right here. Yannis Pappas, is that him? Say hi. Hello? No, I don't know if that's him. I have no idea. This is the funniest thing ever. Okay, let's call him back. And we're going to figure this out. Have Yannis add you. That's what I'm going to do. It's saying you aren't online.
Hey, what's up? I just called you, and it saying you're not online.
Okay, hold on. Did you follow Nemr Comedy or Nemr Abu Nassar?
Nemr Comedy.
Okay, that's interesting. It's saying I'm not online, but I am.
Yeah.
Skype. Here we go. I'm restarting Skype. Maybe that changes things. Welcome, Nemr Comedy. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me to Skype. All right. So it says waiting for Yannis to accept invitation. You know what? Give me a call. Can you do a video call? And let's see if it just rings. Yep, it's ringing. That solved it. See you online.
You see me?
I can see you, brother.
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Good. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my computer, but my phone seems to be working.
Dude, and your phone quality is amazing. I mean, we can.
Oh, that's good.
We're seeing we're seeing your thumb or your finger right now, but for the most part, what we can see of your face.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. Can you censor yourself in the camera? There you go.
I can't see my camera for some reason. I don't know why. Now I just lost you, didn't I?
Yeah, you turned off the video. Are you trying to flip the camera?
I mean, this is just...
This is great. Now we're seeing white.
There we go.
Now we're seeing you.
Yes.
Awesome.
What's up? I'm sorry about that. This was live, huh?
This is all live, and I think that's the way it should be.
Yeah, well, I'm an American, so I respond the way my government does to a pandemic. It's a shit show.
Yannis, do me a favor and just slide the camera so that your face is in the center of the screen, because you're a bit off to the... There you go. Look at that, man. That is a beautiful... Let me turn off. That is a beautiful, beautiful man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our guest, Yannis Pappas. We were just watching your comedy. I went on YouTube, launched the special. We were cracking up, and we saw Marissa. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Marissa?
Yeah, Maurisa. Yeah, that's about right. Maurisa.
All right.
Well, her story is her name was Maurice, and then she was an all-city basketball player in the Lower East Side, and then she transitioned and became rigorous. She's the most rigorous trans person in America.
We're going to talk about all of that. Everybody, we got Yannis Pappas with us today on the podcast. Yannis, first of all, thanks for having me on your podcast yesterday. For everybody watching, that'll come out in a couple of weeks or something. They'll let me know. I'll let you guys know. History Hyenas is where you're going to want to watch it. Yannis, let's dive right into the state of the world right now. How do you feel with everything going on? You're in New York City. What's the lowdown?
Yeah, I mean, this is, again, we are the epicenter of a tragedy, 2001 being the last one. It's wild, man. It's a wild thing. I was just speaking to a doctor, and especially us being comedians, it seems like from what I gathered speaking to the doctor I just spoke to, we're going to be out of business doing live comedy for at least a year, probably two, and probably the world will never be the same after this. And everyone will be kind of doing some sort of social distancing of some sort, even after a vaccine, because this virus can mutate, and it's a bad bug. It's very dangerous. So
you're optimistic.
I am optimistic. I'm an optimist. Yes. I'm an optimist.
You're an optimist. Okay, let me. I'm just fixing some settings here. Let me take a look, make sure everything is good on your end. Everybody, you can hear and see Yannis fine, right? Everything is looking good? Okay, just confirming. All right, so what are we going to do if we're not going to do stand-up? Because I agree. I have a feeling. I got shows in Australia in September that are practically sold out. I don't think I'm going to be doing those.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
You're not even going to want to, because you're not going to want to get on a plane at all.
Well, look, I'm Lebanese, so, I mean, I'll get on a plane. I don't mind. That sounded wrong, actually, right now, because I'm an Arab. But what I meant to say was I am not fearful, but that came out so messed up.
No, it's all right. Look, hey, the safest place for you to be as an Arab, if you're talking to like a crazy right-wing American, would be on a plane, because there won't be any Americans on it. You'll be just blowing yourself up. Nobody's flying right now.
Oh my God!
This is actually really good for Arabs, because now America has a common enemy that's not Arabs. It's now an invisible Chinese virus. So now we're going to start being racist against the Chinese. So you guys are safe.
This virus was really perpetrated by the Middle East to get the pressure off us and put it on China. That's basically what you're saying. Am I right?
I think that's what I've been told by President Trump. Probably that's probably what he says in private. So, in private he's probably thinking that. I mean, the guy's so wild that everything is fun and games. It's nice to have a funny president when things are going good and the economy's good, and so you got a president up there saying wild stuff, cracking jokes. But now that shit has gotten real, and you Lebanese are very familiar with shit getting real. It's not so funny anymore,
Welcome to our world, baby.
I mean, the guy's threatening hashtag to fire the fucking foremost expert in the country on viruses. I mean, he's just out of control. He thinks he's on an episode of The Apprentice. This is a reality show for him.
What do you think of the argument that because America has ruined so many countries with their foreign policy and their direct intervention, that this is just karma right now? I heard an American person was like, my neighbor, Vinny, all right, he's this is a true story. He's a Arab-loving, Venice Beach-going, very in tune with the world and nature white supremacist. And I'm not joking. That's actually, he's all of that. I found out when I found the SS written on a trash can out here, and he asked me for, he comes up to me and I go, Vinny, why is there SS written on our trash cans? And he goes, because, America was strongest under the Confederate. And then he started going off, and I was like, okay. And he said, could I get one of those headscarves that you Arabs have? And I said, why do you want to wear that? He's like, because they're really dope. I'm like, you understand you're not supposed to like me because I'm like an Arab. And he was like, you ain't no Jew. So I guess I don't understand exactly where his allegiances lie. But he came up to me and he told me, he said, this is karma. Because as America, we fucked up with so many countries. Now we are basically we're just experiencing what they experience. Do you feel that way now?
I don't believe in karma for the most part, but if it is, then we're fucking up everybody else too. So because everybody's suffering from this. Yeah. So.
My argument has been like when America is absent at the wheel, the world really does suffer because there's 337 million people here. Shutting down the economy is going to affect the world. Americans, if they travel spreading the virus, there's a lot of people. I mean, it's messed up for everybody.
Yeah, especially for China. I mean, America is basically, we're like the new Rome, so we're like the new Rome. We're the empire that kind of runs stuff, English is like the new lingua franca. And we're just essentially like a fat kid on the couch consuming what the rest of the world makes. Yeah. Because we're basically just a consumer economy, and we are the biggest one. And so when people say that China did this on purpose, it's like, I don't see why they would do that because they're hurting more than we are. If our economy crashes, if there's nobody to make the shit to consume the plastic, to play with the plastic toys they make, then their country's going to suffer even more.
That's very true, actually.
Yeah. I mean, if nobody's shopping at the Dollar Tree store,
So you've reduced China's output to the Dollar Tree store as
all they do is iPhones and plastic. That's it, and rub downs. iPhones, plastic, and happy endings.
That's how you summarize this. Okay, so what do we do, Yannis? As comedians, what's the answer? I mean, if we're out of work, what do you think is going to happen after a year and a half? Because here's the thing. Our profession is the worst thing for this. We get small clubs, pack in a lot of people, and then they're laughing. They're spitting on each other. It's the worst thing. So what do you think is when we finally there's a vaccine a year or so from now and people are coming back into the comedy clubs, what do you think it's going to look like? What is the aftermath going to be with the comedy scene in the world, in America?
Yeah, I think the vaccine will probably be like a year and a half away, and then after that, you got to wait like another year to see if that works. I mean, they're probably going to rush the vaccine out, but the trials from vaccines usually take a year. They'll probably expedite that because of the situation, but then there's going to be the trauma from all this, and then maybe the virus mutates, and there's another strand. Like if you get it, you're immune from the strand that you got, but if the virus mutates eventually, just like the flu, you could get that and get die from that as well. Most people don't die from this, but it seems to be there's a lot of healthy people who have no underlying medical conditions who are also.
But
dying.
let's say it's a best case scenario. Let's say the vaccine comes out and it works. Let's be positive, okay?
Yeah,
it works. But we've had a year or year and a half of no comedy shows. Comedians, do you feel like it's going to become a smaller market? A lot of comedians in the meantime would have done other stuff, abandoned their dream, taken it as a sign that this wasn't for me. Like, what do you think that in that respect, what do you think the aftermath of comedy is going to be?
I think in a couple of years, I think it'll be a couple of years, and yeah, it's going to be a tidal wave that's going to take 80% of the comedians, maybe 90, with it. So the only people who are going to be left standing are obviously the big boys who have, were playing arenas, even though they won't be able to play arenas for 2 years at least, probably.
Yep.
They obviously will still be around. And then the comedians who adapt to the digital world, who have podcasts or monetize YouTube. I mean, Amazon has added, like 25,000 new jobs right now. Amazon is flourishing. So all the like robotics and all that stuff is going to accelerate. And so the economy will exist. And I say that because comedians who have podcasts that you can monetize, those companies will be advertising on their podcasts.
True. And
people will be consuming content digitally. So comedy is now an exclusive digital medium for the foreseeable future. And that's why I was emphasizing it. People think this is going to stop in May and June. It's just not. I mean, this is going to be probably 2 years, 2021 or 2022.
Shit, you think it's going to go to 2022?
I'm actually almost positive of it.
No, man. I would say March, April, May of 2021, we should be able to have something.
Hopefully. That's hopeful. That's hopeful. That's really hopeful.
All right. So with your incredible amount of enthusiasm and positivity, how's your wife doing being quarantined with your attitude?
It's a wild time because my wife is pregnant right now. So
oh, shit. Really?
Announced that? Yeah. So,
dude, congratulations, man. I actually didn't know.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So we're having our first child, and the baby's this is gonna be the first generation of babies that are born, and then I'm gonna be FaceTiming my baby like this. Hi, baby.
What happened? How are you gonna go to the hospital for isn't that like a risk? It's a whole thing now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of precautions that they'll take, and we're about 6 months away, but. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been allowed to go with her to see the doctors yet.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I mean, right now it's like, I'm a guy, so it's not really real yet. I mean, you got to show me the kid for me to care about it. That's how guys are.
Is it too early to know if it's a boy or a girl?
It's too early. I mean, we could actually know from the blood test, but we want to do a gender reveal test. I'm hoping the kid is trans, to be honest with you.
Why?
I want him to be trans because I just think that's, it's the future. I think in the future, being trans will be beneficial. Maybe trans people are immune to this because they have they're male and female. So maybe this is because it seems to be affecting males. I may actually transition so I statistically have less chance of getting the virus. Because this is affecting men more, so maybe it's time for you to start taking estrogen. Yeah,
it is affecting men more. That's the thing. I don't know how many people know, but the mortality rate and the infection rate in men is much higher than with women.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the Me Too movement maybe behind the?
This could be. That's what it really could be. It could be karma for that, for sure.
Yeah. We treated women like shit for centuries.
Yeah.
And now they're like, I sneeze in your general direction and you're fucked.
Yeah, this could be a feminist virus. This could be Gloria Steinem It could be Gloria Steinem that made this virus. You never know.
Oh my God. What are you going to do? So we got podcasts. That's how we're reaching out. Obviously, I'm on my podcast right now, which I started because I was going to kill myself at home doing nothing. And we're building a community and people are all getting to know each other. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. You just released a comedy special online. Do you regret having released it, or are you happy would you have rather released it now, or are you happy you released it when you released it?
No, I'm happy I released it when I released it. I mean, there's nothing I could do about that. It was one of those things. I just made the decision, am I going to wait around for a network or something, or just put it up and let fans see it? Because at the time, before this, nobody saw this coming. We were making our money live. You know that. That's where comedians make our money, doing live shows.
Selling tickets.
So, you have a fan base like you do, and then you sell tickets. So, I've had fan bases with the characters, and for a bunch of years I was selling a lot of tickets doing those. And then now the History Hyenas podcast with me and Chris Dstefano.
It's huge.
Yeah, has become big. So we started selling tickets, and
didn't you join All Things Comedy as well?
Yeah, we just joined All Things Comedy.
Which for everybody watching who might not know, All Things Comedy is like a I guess it's a. How would you describe it? I know that Bill Burr has something to do with it. I know it's like a channel on YouTube, like a multi-channel network. Is that a good way to?
Yeah, I think it started out as like a comedians cooperative kind of thing that Bill Burr and Al Madrigal founded. And now it's kind of morphed into sort of like a digital network company that, they're selling shows to TV. They did Ronnie Chang's special. Mm-hmm. They signed a deal with Comedy Central. So they're doing some of that. And they're also signing deals with digital streaming companies. And they're doing podcasts, and they're working with an advertising company that monetizes the podcasts. So they're basically just like they're kind of like the future. In the future,
I was going to ask. They are the future, right? They're at the cutting edge.
Yeah.
This is it.
That's where it's headed.
This is it, right? This is what's going to happen. This is the future. I mean, I think Corona just sped up the realization of it. But if you're not online, how do you feel about having a special? If I came to you, Yannis Pappas, today, and I said, I'm not going to name networks, let's say, because maybe things change, but a network comes up to you and says, I love your special online. I want you to do a special for us exclusively and not put it online. How do you feel about that in today's climate?
I mean, they'd have to give me a boatload of money. Yeah, it would have to be like a boatload of money.
Or like an insane marketing campaign.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. It would have to make me bigger for the next one. That's the well, now actually that live is gone. If they came to me right now, I would welcome that.
Yeah, because during the times of Corona. But Corona aside, not something you would jump at anymore.
No way. I mean, it has no value. I mean, doing a late night set has no value. I mean, talking to you and doing this podcast because you have such a big fan base is more valuable. And this is not an exaggeration. Is more valuable than doing a late night set, than doing the Tonight Show.
Yeah, I know.
I would rather talk to you and have your fans watch than actually do the Tonight Show.
Thank you. We are very grateful for your attitude, but I do agree with you. So my management recently, they were like, let's prepare some material for a Tonight Show spot, because I had wanted to get on the Tonight Show a couple years ago. And then I was like, but not anymore, because if they come and they say do a spot, I'd be like, great, but you're going to end up having to promote it yourself. You're going to have to get your followers to watch it. And if it doesn't do well because they posted it at the wrong time or whatever, it then there's a potential to make you look like you're actually not that popular. So getting on there actually risks actually devaluing you, which who would have imagined? Unless you did a shit set. I mean, who would have imagined that would be?
It's really, I mean, I wouldn't have imagined it. I started, much like you, very early, building my own thing in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. And I had great success doing it. And I didn't believe it. I thought I was doing something wrong. Now all the comedians who are successful now are doing it. And I was right. But I was so early to it in the early 2000s and all my friends were doing, late night sets and half hours and Montreal. And then I was like, I must be doing something wrong. Even though I was the only one selling tickets. Yeah. I was like, I must be doing something wrong. And I started pursuing those things and got them. And they meant absolutely nothing. I mean, I have made more money from videos I shot in my old rent-controlled apartment living room in Brooklyn than I have from a Comedy Central special, from TV appearances, from having a TV show, hosting a TV show. It means nothing. It gets your career nothing. You get a little paycheck, and that's it. But it's more of a waste of time.
It is. It is a waste of time, because while you're doing that, other people are grinding online, building their networks, and they're building a foundation. So unless you're like, and here's the thing, a lot of people might not know. Kevin Hart, who's insanely successful through traditional media, actually is that way because he controlled his brand by being that comic who used to get the email addresses, build the databases, stay in touch with everybody, and really built his base. I think that's like the thing you have to have, and if you don't, that you have to do now. And also, it's kind of ironic. What I've sensed from my dealings with networks is that, and I want to give a shout out to Showtime for believing in me before I was a known name here in the US, and they were amazing for that. I'm talking about other networks. they don't want to take you on the network based on whether or not the special or your material is funny. They want you, if you have a massive following and they know that you can take their following and send it their way, they'll give you a special. Do you feel that?
Yeah. I mean, you know, they've been real quiet about it because there's a lot of people's bullshit jobs who depend on it being quiet. But, you know, the whole system has collapsed. I mean, it used to be if you got an HBO special, it was like so many eyeballs were on it. Everyone was talking about it. Now, just as an example, Gerard Carmichael has done 2 HBO specials. 2, not 1. And I guarantee you he couldn't get 100 or 200 people in a room. So the whole system has collapsed. So they need us.
Yeah, they do.
Quiet about it. So they actually need our fan bases because the fans are online watching us. They're not watching HBO.
It's ridiculous, dude. People come up to me. They're like, I talked to my management. My management advised me that I should do a podcast, get a following, really work and grind online, get my name out there so that I can get on the networks. And I'm like, you do realize what you just said is the most stupid thing. So they're telling you basically build yourself up, make yourself valuable, give yourself worth, and then give it to a network. Whereas it used to be the networks would look for the talent so that they could crack that talent, discover that talent, put them on TV. And then, of course, it would always be like they broke out on Comedy Central, HBO, et cetera, et cetera. It's crazy that we're here now. When Andrew Schultz came to you, you start your special by saying, I wasn't planning on filming my special today. Was that a production thing, or was that a genuine, like you were in the club, he was filming something else as you presented it, and you just got up and you were like, I'll give it a shot, and then you're like, fuck it, this is great, let's put it online?
I'd love to lie and say that it was, you know, organic, but no, but it was, we planned it that way for like, hey, you know, that's just an idea, that would be cool. The idea behind it, though, was like, you could do that. The idea was like, the whole idea behind it was to make the point that you don't need a big theater. You don't need a high production. You don't need a director, an art director. You just need
content. To
be in a club, turn on the camera, shoot your special, and put it up. So that was the idea behind it. We came up with that idea beforehand, and it was his idea, and I loved it. I thought it made that point about like, oh shit, like, hey, we're just shooting a special right now in the club. You know, you could do that. And although we did think of it beforehand and produced it that way, you could do that. I mean, if you were filming one night and I rolled in and I was like, hey, Nemr, you mind if I just shoot a special? And you're like, why not? Fuck it. Cameras are rolling, go. And then you put it up and it's a special.
Yeah. Oh, you have no idea. And so when I was up, the way I got famous in the Middle East, we didn't have stand-up comedy. So there wasn't a Showtime, an HBO that could crack the kid, right? I couldn't go on a TV show. There wasn't like a TV show where they'd have singers, but they wouldn't have, I mean, you're Greek. You know how those kind of shows are, like the variety show. It's not made for stand-up. So I used to film my own specials. And I'd have a theater show, I'd film it, and then put it online for free. That was back in, the first time I did that was in 2007. The first time I put a whole special online for free, I think it was 2006 or 7. I can't really remember. And before that, I would put funny clips of mine. And that was how I started to get my name out there and to sell that model. This is what kind of makes me feel a bit shitty about this situation. Up until 2014, 2015, I was in the Middle East grinding my ass off to get my name out there. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna, and now I've conquered it here. I'm everywhere. This is amazing. I'm gonna go and expand to America, Europe, etc. Because it's gonna be easier there because I don't have to do this anymore. I'll just go there, get some notoriety, film a special, put out the special, and I can focus on the comedy. But here I am again, back to building, you know what I'm saying? It's as if I kind of feel like Lebanon was ahead of its time because it just didn't have the infrastructure. We didn't have to rely on it. Now it's all crumbled.
It's ironic, but it's true. In some way, it was ahead. Yeah, it's totally ironic. But you know, you're used to it, so you're comfortable. Like I am.
I'm back home in Los Angeles. I'm in Beirut, but in Los Angeles. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a very familiar feeling, man.
Yeah, I mean, guys like me and you who built our careers that way. Like Bobby Kelly said to me the other day, he was like, "Are you nervous?" And I was like, "I'm actually not." You know, I said, "I was born into this darkness. I'm used to it."
You're Bane. You're Bane of the comedy thing. You were born in the darkness.
I was born in this darkness. I'm comfortable. I've been doing this everything I've gotten, I've gotten online. You know, like I said, anything that I've gotten outside has done nothing for me. So this is comfortable for me. And now, again, you know, I have something that's working online, so it's great. I mean, and it's more fun. It's just more fun when you don't have to collaborate with a network and get notes.
Yeah, get notes, and they're bullshit. They don't even know what they're talking about. Some executive said something upstairs that makes no sense, but you got to do it because they're paying you at the end of the day. Chris Dstefano and your podcast, History of Hyenas, is hands down. This isn't something I'm saying to kiss your ass. This is known. You know it. Your fans say it. The support you have on Patreon says it. Everything says it. And a lot of our people commenting know the podcast as well. You and Chris have a podcast that is one of the funniest, most original, raw podcasts I've seen. And when you go as guests on other people's podcasts, when you were on Bobby Lee's podcast, it's your energy travels to the podcast. That energy the two of you have, that friendship that both of you have, is that a friendship from childhood, or is that from the comedy circuit? And how is it now going through this, having Chris and that relationship? Is that a reason behind you being excited? Like, you got a wife, you're in love, you're about to be a father, you got a best friend. I mean, do you feel like you're missing something still? And what would that be?
No, man, it's funny you say that. Like, we just bought a house. I do love my wife. We got a kid on the way. I'm doing. I could never dream. Like, you know, when you want to be starting comedy, like you said, you want to be in the Tonight Show. You have all these things, but now that's all gone, and I realize that I'm actually living my dream right now.
Wow!
I've never had more fun than collaborating with Chris. You know, we expanded to do this morning show now on Patreon, and we both say we just look forward to waking up to do it. We're not friends from childhood, but we met when he first started doing comedy. I've been doing it a little longer, and we're both from New York, and we just it's the je ne sais quoi thing. It's one of those things, like, where does music come from?
Yep.
There's no mathematical equation behind it. It's our chemistry is just something
off the
that's
charts.
There.
Yeah.
It's either there or not. Like in relationships or friendships, when you meet people, you can tell when you connect with someone or not. It's all energy. So with us, we just connect and we make each other laugh so much. And even when we're texting or talking, that is how the podcast sounds, is exactly how our conversations sound. We're just talking. And a lot of times we'll say stuff in private conversations that end up becoming things that we say on the podcast, because we're always just having fun. I mean, Chris is probably the most naturally funny guy, at least to me, you know, because he's so silly, and he compliments me well because I can get a little too heavy and deep sometimes. And so it's just fun to have someone around who's just so naturally funny and silly. And so I think we kind of complement. We just kind of fit in that way. It's
incredible. How would you describe your relationship? I mean, with Chris, it's on display. How would you describe your relationship with your wife?
It's funny. My wife I ended up marrying someone I would never think I would marry, you know? Mm-hmm. And it took me a while to get mature enough to realize that you want to be with somebody who kind of compliments you, all the cynical things your parents say end up kind of becoming true. And what I mean by that is, like, somebody who wants the same things you want, who wants a family, who wants to settle down, you know, who's not going like, you know what, I want to be a comedy star. If you're with someone who wants to be a star, it's not going to work out because they want the same things you want. You guys are going to end up competing. I mean, on rare occasion it works out, I guess, but for the most part, it's not going to work out. So she compliments me well, and we fit in each other's life, and we're comfortable just hanging out when we're not talking or anything. It's a feeling. I remember when people who were older, who were in relationships, all that cynical saying, like, you'll know, it's a feeling. Mm-hmm. And now I know what that means. It's like when I met her, there was this feeling of kind of calmness. Okay. So, and that feeling in retrospect, now thinking about it, was like, it's like I knew that this had legs, it had longevity, it had potential. You know, it wasn't like those you know, when you meet those people and it's like all exciting, and at the beginning you're like, oh my God, it's my soulmate. It's like, there's no fucking soulmates, okay? This is gonna crash and burn in 3 minutes. This is a drug addiction. You're about to, the girl you're talking about is like lines of blow. You're gonna sniff her 10 times and then you're gonna crash. And maybe have a heart attack.
Jesus, all right. Did you, she's Greek, right?
She's half Greek, half Italian, half Sicilian. That's why when I get a Gumar, she should understand it because it's her culture.
Yeah, I guess so. That's actually very true. Have you ever been to Greece?
Many times.
Many times. Okay.
Many times. Yeah.
So,
and I don't even know if I could call it my country anymore. I did 23andMe, and I found out I'm like 36% Levantine and Anatolian. I'm a Turkish Lebanese kid.
my man,
Yeah.
welcome.
I'm 36%.
Come on over. Come on over. You got 36% Levantine?
Yeah.
Well, dude,
36% Levantine.
honestly, if you walked in the streets of Beirut, I don't think anybody would like look at you as a foreigner, to be honest. You look just as Lebanese as most of us, to be honest.
Yeah,
Right
if I have
there.
a beard too.
You got a beard and it's fully grown. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking off camera to look at the screen. That's a glorious beard, man.
Yeah, when I have a beard, I think even more Lebanese.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And Rony Seikaly's my hero. I'm actually a big fan of him as a DJ as well.
Rony Seikaly is your hero as a DJ.
Yeah.
Okay, we should get him on the show here, and then we should get you on the show if he's really your hero, and we'll have a podcast, all three of us.
If you get Rony Seikaly on, have me on. I did a video a while ago where I do this like kind of funny lounge life thing on Instagram.
Okay.
And I tagged him in one of them because I was saying I mentioned him and he commented he was laughing. It was like it made my life because he was my favorite player growing up when he went to Syracuse. And for a while I thought he was Greek, but it was actually because I think he went to school in Greece.
He went to school in Greece. Yeah, he did. And I think he played in the teams in Greece first before he came to the NBA. I think. I may be mistaken.
I think you're correct. But so he was like a hero because I thought he was Greek, and then I realized he was Lebanese, and I didn't even know what Lebanese was till I met you like 3 years ago.
But now you're 36% us, so now you're reconnecting with the real you. All right, everyone.
Was the reason I liked you is you're probably my cousin.
I probably am. It's hilarious. Everyone in the comments is welcoming you to Lebanon. Somebody called you El Haj Yannis, so your name has become El Haj Yannis, is what they're saying. You can't Arabicize a Greek name. That's as Arab as it comes. I mean, they're 40 minutes away by flight. Yannis, did you know this? I have a question. This is going to be a bit left field. Do you know why olive oil was so popular in the Mediterranean?
I thought it was because the Greeks would rub it all over their bodies, and that's why they age so well. Was I wrong?
It has to do with that. I found out that the reason that olive oil was so popular was it was used as a lubricant.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so they used to use it as a lubricant for those who might.
Is that true?
That is true. For those who might not be privy in the comment section to what I'm saying right now, the Greeks famous for how do I politically correctly phrase this? Yeah.
Ass fucking. I just made my wife spit up water. She's choking.
Sorry, you were cutting up. What was that, Yannis? What did you say?
I said it's called sodomy.
Sodomy. Okay, so ass fucking. So they used to do the two sexes. They used to enjoy both sexes.
Yeah, they would poke and smash bean, no question.
They would poke and smash bean, and that is why olive oil proliferated at the rate it did. It obviously became they're like, oh, this also tastes good on food. But the reason that it was made in such mass quantities became part of the culture. It was used as a lubricant for the exploration of the fine arts.
Is that true, or is that a Snapple fact? Where'd you hear that?
No, let me double check it because you're making me doubt myself. I'm opening my computer right now. Olive oil as a lubricant in Greece, but I remember reading this. Yeah. Okay, so it's on menshealth.com. Is that? Can we trust them?
Why not? I mean, it's 2020. It could be true, it could be not, but it makes sense because back then they didn't have KY jelly, and they did do a lot of ass fucking. So makes sense. It makes something. It makes sense, and it was posted on Reddit, so it's true. But it's got to be true. But
let me read this to you. A brief history of lube from 350 BCE onward is the name of the article. Olive oil in 350 BCE. The ancient Greeks were really into sex, and they were very open to anal sex and male homosexuality. They also used olive oil for pretty much everything. The earliest mention of olive oil as a lubricant is from 350 BCE. That's around the same time that the dildo became popular. Ancient Greek dildos were made of padded leather and anointed with olive oil. Oof. Sex scholars believe olive oil was likely the go-to lubricant for both the ancient Greeks and Romans. It also doubled as a contraceptive, as mentioned by Aristotle in one text. And while olive oil definitely won't actually prevent pregnancy, it does make for perfectly effective and safe lube even today.
The Greeks invented everything.
The Greeks invented everything, baby. Yeah, that's what I took away from this as well. I just thought I was curious. It just, a random thought entered my mind. I don't know what I was hoping to gain from this conversation.
Well, if you don't think I'm going to take a bottle of olive oil and pour it in my own asshole and see if my fingers go in there smooth, you got another thing coming. We're going to test out your theory once this is over. I bet you there's a bunch of people listening at home right now are going to do the same thing.
We have more viewers than we usually have, so I don't know what to take from this. The fact that we've doubled pretty much in viewership because we're talking about olive oil as an anal lubricant, or I didn't check the numbers before, but the fact that you just said what you said and the numbers are going up. Guys, what's up with my audience here? Am I not tapping in the right? Am I not tapping? That's not what I should say. Am I missing out on a key demographic for my audience? I think I am. That's something I can't wait to share with our audience, because our podcast is History Hyenas. We talk about history, and that is a very interesting history hyena fact of the day right there. You better give me credit right there. You should say.
I will give you credit.
The great Nemr came in and
the great Nemr let us know what olive oil's true meaning and true gift to the world really is. It's not to lay down before a chicken cutlet.
All right, everybody. Yannis Pappas, go on YouTube. His special is called "Blowing the Light." Which saying that right now after everything we've said is also funny. It's one of the funniest comedy specials I've ever seen. I mean this, dude. That I watched your special, self-isolated, quarantined, by myself. My girlfriend's back in Beirut. I'm sitting here by myself. We're cynical comedians. We watch comedy now. I'll be like, yo, that was brilliant. That's fucking hilarious. That's pretty much, you don't really necessarily laugh as much as you comment that you respect the thought process. I was cackling like an old man just by myself at your special, just every 5 seconds. Congratulations, man. What you achieved with that is absolutely fantastic. Everybody here, go in and you're going to have a blast watching it. It's called Blowing the Light. It's for Yannis Pappas. And of course, when I put this clip online later, I'll include the link for it and check it out. Also, History Hyenas, his podcast, him and Chris Dstefano, of course. And just subscribe to his YouTube channel. I think is that the best place to, where would you want them to go? Instagram, YouTube? What are you looking for as your...
Yeah, either one or both. Instagram, YouTube, either one.
Okay. Go for it. It's Yannis Pappas on Instagram. Same on YouTube. Yannis, man, thanks so much, dude. God bless you and your kid and your wife, kid to be, man. I wish you safety and health, all right? You take care of yourself.
Thank you, man. And thanks for having me on, dude. You're such a great dude. I'm glad that we met at Just Laugh years ago. And continued success. And let's hang out more when you come to New York.
I will. When in 2 or 3 years, according to you. I'll see you.
It'll be a couple of years.
Be a couple of years.
I'll see you then.
Bye-bye, brother. Thanks so much.
I'll bring the olive oil.
Oh my God, Yannis Pappas, ladies and gentlemen. That was fun. I hope you guys had a good time. I don't know. You're welcome, Christian Nachli. I don't know. This was just a funny episode. I know this wasn't as deep as my usual episodes, but I mean, maybe I shouldn't be so deep. The viewership is insane right here. I'm glad you guys had a good time with us. You're welcome. Let me jump into the comments, make sure everything is here. I don't want to leave the podcast, but I have a webinar. So I'm doing both at the same time. Elianti Abikaram, thank you. The Zakka, he better have that extra virgin olive oil. Rachel Freya, Rasha Hassan, brutal. Rasha, we're calling. You got to call, Rasha. You got to call. We're going to be taking callers in a bit. It went deep with the olive oil, though. These comments are absolutely hilarious. He is amazing. He's truly, truly funny, guys. You guys would love him. You must go and check out his comedy special. Yannis Pappas, once again, Yannis Pappas. And go and check him out on Instagram, on YouTube. Just excellent specials all around. Excellent material all around. So much to offer. And I'm glad you guys had a lot of fun. Moha Ayubi, thank you. Come to Dubai. Randa, I was in Dubai a few months ago and I'm going to be back. I had a show scheduled in Abu Dhabi. All that is gone now. This sucks, man. This is insane. You have no idea how happy I am to be with you guys right now. I can't explain to you. Like, I now wake up in the morning, I shower, I get dressed, I prepare everything, and I'm like, man, I'm going to do a show now. You know what I'm saying? Because I love performing. But I also can't tell you how much I miss being with you physically, man. Like, I really want to get on that stage and make the laughs come. But we'll do what we can. And I really love that we are building this community here. Don't forget to add the phone number on WhatsApp. We're going to open up and take some phone calls right now. And we're just going to have a good time. That's the number right there. Send your name and city on WhatsApp to that number. And if you haven't already. Very important that you do that. And let me know if you don't want notification. Actually, no, every time I send a notification, I'll just put that stop message at the end. Hi, Nemr. I'm in New York. Trying to buy a turtle. Can you help me? I love you too, Carla. So, yes, I can help you, Mike Buskets. You see, you guys might not be familiar, but I used to be in my past life a turtle dealer. And as a turtle dealer, you got to know how to approach turtle sales in a very specific and unique way. And it goes something like this. Psst. Hey, kid. Psst. Kid, come here. Come here. You want a turtle? You want a turtle? Of course you want a turtle. Who doesn't want a turtle, huh? Of course you want a turtle. Bada bing, bada boom. Turtle. There you go. Get out of here. Come on, kids these days. Huh? Wait, come here, kid. Say hi to your mother. Tell her Tony said hello, all right? Okay, bye. Get out of here. Scram. Hey. Okay, so that's how you sell turtles if you ever want to get into the business. In fact, down the street from my house, there's a place called Brennan's, and it's a pub, and they actually have, on Tuesdays, they have turtle races. And my neighbor, Vinny, used to raise turtles to race them in Brennan's. I live a very bizarre life. I want to say that. Hey, Nemr, why not arrange an online show with Yannis? Chris, we just did. This was an online show with Yannis. You know what I'm saying? Turtle King, Peter Howarthleys. Hello, my friend. How's it going? We missed the music in the show. David, say no more. I got the music. Let's open up the phone calls, my friends. Give us a call. They are open. Let's say hello. Let's have some fun on the phone. +1 424 542 9902. Only taking calls on WhatsApp. Make sure you give me a call right now. Let's see who's calling. Holy shit. Why is it? All right, there we go. We got Fatima Al-Dash from Qatar calling us. Fatima, how's it going? Oh shit, I have to turn on. Hold on. Stay with us, Fatima. Don't go anywhere, Fatima. Don't go anywhere. I gotta click a button. Boom. Fatima, how's it going?
It's good. Hey, how are you? How's it going there?
We are very excited to have you, frankly. Honestly, Fatima, let me tell you something. We've been waiting for you to call on the show for quite some time. For those of you who don't know who we're talking to, I actually don't know either. Fatima, tell us about yourself. What do you do for a living? What do you do? What's your story?
I'm banker. I live in Qatar. I'm Syrian Turkish.
You're Syrian Turkish. You're a banker in Qatar.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. And how are you doing with the quarantine? What do you do? How are you holding up?
I'm good. I'm married. And I have a boy, 4 years old. So you can imagine the life with a toddler. I'm getting How
old is your boy? 48 years old? Is that what you said? 4 years old. I was like 48 years old. What the? You sound amazing for like a 90-year-old woman. Okay, so you have a 4-year-old boy. What's his name?
Yes, Saeed.
Touching wood, Saeed. Allah yahfazu yakhallik fawq rasu ya Rab.
Allah ysalmak. And actually, he's American also.
He's American?
So he is Syrian American. And Turkish living in Qatar.
Syrian American, Turkish living in Qatar. So was it your dream to raise a spy? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm just collecting passports.
You're just collecting passports? For those of you who don't know, Saeed means happy in English. It's an Arabic name. It means happy. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, what do you mind me? Oh, so I actually know your last name. Is it okay if we your last name is Al-Dash, right?
Yes. Yes.
Is there
which is the Turkish nickname.
What does it mean?
To be honest, I don't know exactly. Because
Really?
I lived in Syria.
Okay, well, I mean, if I was going to take al dash, it means you are the.
No, you need to make it. It will be L dash. It's like E, not A.
Okay, el dash.
In Turkey.
El dash.
L dash.
Which means the Sonic the Hedgehog. So your son is happy the Sonic the Hedgehog because Sonic got to go fast.
Amazing.
You know, you got to dash. So.
Amazing, and that reminds me of your show and about the names, Arabic.
I love doing that. I love pointing out to random people in the crowd who are Arab and just saying, "What's your name?" And we usually get 9 times out of 10 we will get the weirdest thing ever.
So imagine now with this mixed name.
I mean, good luck to him. At the end of the day, he's
Thank you
Syrian,
so
Turkish, American, Jordanian, Palestinian, European. He's Australian. He's a warrior. He'll be fine.
I'm still on the way. Yeah, I'm still on the way.
You're still on the way.
Because of this. Because of this Corona now, we can't travel a lot.
Yeah.
We can't move too much. So yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
I can
it will
imagine.
be a while to get all of this.
I can imagine. Thanks for calling in. I hope you're having fun with us, and
Thank
thanks
you
for
so
watching the
much for
podcast.
having me.
Of course.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Fatima.
Bye.
Bye. Give me a call, everybody. We're taking the calls right now. Rundurluk Gaming. Hi, Nemr, big fan, and I'm still looking for the stand-up comedy you did in Beirut with all the other comedians. I don't remember when, but I also remember you all sang as well. What? I sang? That I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about. Give me a call, everybody. It's very on WhatsApp, by the way. Somebody called in. I didn't see who. On the normal phone. I can't take normal phone calls on this device that I have here. I pressed the button. I just screwed things up. Hold on. We got Aysar. Aysar Basma. What a great name. Basma means a smile. I'm not sure what Aysar means. He closed the phone. Aysar, we had answered your call, goddammit. Let's see who else we got right here. Sana Ghimrawi calling from Istanbul. Sana, how are you?
Oh, wait a second. Hi.
Hi. So you're in Istanbul. Can you shed light on our previous caller who said her last name was Turkish, Eldash? Is that true?
Well, I don't know. I've been here for 6 months.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anything.
I love that there's a comment that said, because the guy who called, his name was Ayman Basma, which means smile. Basma, and then he closed the phone, and everybody's calling him Ayman Absa, which means frown in the comments. JP, that's too funny.
Hold on.
Oh my God. How are you doing in Istanbul, Sana?
Doing great. Bored.
Sana, we are all bored, but together we are no longer bored. Together we are grand. Sana, let me ask you a very interesting question. What is the most interesting thing about Sana Ghimrawi? If you had to choose one thing that you had to put forward that was like, this is my marking characteristic. That's what we're going to do right now. I want to find out the most interesting things about you guys. What is the most interesting thing you believe about you, Sana Ghimrawi?
Okay, I can get quite competitive, that I can do things I've never thought I can do before.
Give us an example.
For example, one time, I don't know if I can say this. One time, me and my friend were like, عم نتحدى بعض who's more disgusting, and oh my God.
Oh, okay.
You called me once.
I can't wait to hear this.
Okay, you called me before the weird one, so I'm actually a little bit weird.
Let's hear it.
So, yeah. So بلشت إنه بلبنة وكاتشب هيك بلشت.
Okay.
So I ended up winning by sending him a photo of a toilet full of shit everywhere. Not normal shit.
Wait, is this your shit or is it a picture on the internet? Because there's a
not mine. No, not mine. I've never. No, not mine.
Okay, so this was a picture you pulled on the internet.
Yes, I was planning to do mine, but
hold up.
I didn't feel comfortable.
Hold up. Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
You didn't feel comfortable taking a picture of your own shit, but you felt comfortable Googling pictures of shit on the internet? Have you heard of Two Girls, One Cup? I mean, this. Okay.
I wanted to test him. I gotta win, but I gotta have some pride.
Did you win?
Yes, I won.
All right.
Yes, I won.
So the most interesting thing about you is that you take pictures of shit to send to people. Okay.
No, that was only one-time thing, but I told you I can get competitive.
It's a slippery slope.
I can do it.
You say it's a one-time thing, but it's a slippery slope. This shit taking picture thing. You'll today one picture, tomorrow many.
Sana, man, I know I should have sent this. I don't know I should have said this.
Sana, thank you for sharing with us that incredible story. My life will forever be changed. You have a great day. Take care of yourself.
Thank you, Nemr. Thank you. You too.
Bye. Give me a call, everybody. +1 424 542 9902. That's not a short number right there. It doesn't have a ring to it. You know what I'm saying? It does when I say it, but it doesn't. It needs a certain je ne sais quoi. I should do one of those like American numbers. It's like call 1-800-LAUGH-NOW. Here on DOW Dow, we got Mahmoud Fathi Kibbi. Am I correct in your name?
Yeah, it's correct, man. How are you?
I'm good, dude. I'm doing very good, brother. Your last name is a delicious food.
Yeah, indeed. It's Lebanese.
Lebanese kibbe food. Mahmoud, what is the most... You're calling in from Lebanon right now, right?
Yeah, the Tripoli.
From Tripoli. What is the most...
By the way, I'm a friend of Sana, the previous caller.
You're a friend of Sana, the previous caller. Look at you guys teaming up to take this thing by storm. What? Well done, man. Kibbe, what is the most interesting thing about you? These comments are hilarious. Somebody said Mahmoud sounds yummy. I meant Kibbe, not Mahmoud. You Mahmoud, what is the most interesting thing about you?
I care too much, I guess.
You care too much?
Yeah.
The way you said it though made it the gayest thing you could have possibly said. Not most like you're like I care too much.
Oh, no, it's not like that.
I gotta teach you how to say it in a powerful way.
You have.
You gotta say the most interesting thing about me is that I sympathize with people and I will fight for them. That's how you want to say it.
Yeah. I should have said that.
I'm giving you the opportunity to say it that way right now.
I'm sure not, Ahmed.
Mahmoud, you care too much. You care too much.
Yeah, I do.
What does that mean? What is caring? What does caring too much mean? I didn't know you could care too much. What does that mean? What is that? What is the bad side of that?
It has both good and bad sides, I guess. Yeah. But it has the bright side, which I love. I don't know what to say, Salaha.
You had us on the edge of our seats. We thought some deep philosophical thing was coming. Okay.
No.
Well, Mahmoud, thank you for sharing this incredibly insightful thing. I hope you're having a good time with us on the podcast, man.
I'm enjoying your podcast.
Habibi, bro.
I'm really enjoying it.
Give my best to everybody in Tripoli right there. Tripoli is where my dad grew up. My uncle's there. He's like a name. Do you know Balco Sport in Tripoli?
What?
Do you know a place called Balco Sport? Balco. He sells everything for fishing. He's next to Rifat al-Halab.
I guess I have Mabari.
Okay, you don't know him. That's my uncle. If you're ever next to the Halab, down the street, there's a place called Balco Sport. Go in and say hi. That's my uncle George.
Rifat Halab, I live beside it, I guess.
All right, go down the street. My uncle's there. Tell him I said hello. Well, I mean, he's closed now, but I mean, in theory.
Yeah, I will. I probably will. And I send you a video.
All right, my man. Thanks a lot for calling, dude. Take care.
Thank you, too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, too. Cheers up, man.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Peace.
That was really funny, man. That was a great call. Give me a call, everybody. Let's find out what the most interesting thing about you is right here on the show. So, tap to return a call. Give me a call. God damn it. I keep pressing. There it is. What's happening? You know what's funny? We get so many simultaneous calls. Whoa! WhatsApp is like locking up. Okay, here is somebody. I don't know who this person is. I haven't gotten their name yet, so they're a new caller. Hello, who am I talking to? Hello? Hello? I can't. You're breaking up. We can't hear you. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that didn't work. This caller is not in your contacts. Report? No, Jesus, it's okay. It's all right. It's cool. I don't need to report them. Nakhli from the comments section is now on the... Holy... Nakhli, lower the volume. Jesus Christ.
Marhaba.
You're breaking up.
Nakhli, lower the volume, Nakhli. Lower the volume. Are you listening to... What are you listening to me on? Subwoofers? Jesus, lower the volume.
شو عم بيصير؟
There you go. Nakhli, how's it going, man?
Done. I'm fine.
You doing all right?
I'm fine. Yes.
Nakhli, what is
Can I
the...
talk in Arabic?
Nakhli, you're breaking up. What? Hello? Nakhli, what are you doing? What the hell? Nakhli, what kind of phone call was that? Guys, destroy Nakhli in the comment section. Rami Ayub is calling us right now. Rami, how's it going? Can you hear me? Hey, Rami.
Hi, Nemr. How's it going?
I'm doing great. Rami, we talked the other day and you told me you were stuck in, was it Algeria? Where were you stuck?
Yeah, well, I'm not really stuck. I mean, I kind of work here for a couple of weeks every month, but now I'm stuck for the long run for I don't know how long. So, yeah.
Okay. And so, Rami, first of all, welcome to the show. First time caller. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
What is the most interesting thing about you? Would you say?
About me?
Yes. I want to know about you. You're my guest right now on the podcast. What is the most interesting thing about you?
I'm going to go with a cliche one, but I really believe it.
All right.
Being a family guy, being a dad, that's something.
Hey, that's some wholesome content right there, man. Tell us more.
Well, I mean, I can tell you one thing. I've had an interesting life all the way till that first child was born 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I gotta tell you, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. Everything you do before that, you think you're cool. You think you're doing everything you can to be happy.
It's the kids.
But that's one, yeah. It's
how many kids? How many kids?
Changes everything.
How many kids do you have?
I have two little rascals, a 5-year-old and a 3.5.
Hey man, I love that I asked you what's the most interesting thing about you, and it basically became not you. That's a very nice answer, man. Your kids are lucky to have you as a dad. That's a wonderful thing.
I sure hope so.
What are your dreams when you think of the future? Do you see your kids? Okay, multiple choice. Are you ready? You're gonna have to answer. Do you want,
go ahead.
When your kids grow up, do you want them to be A, doctors, B, lawyers, C, DJs, D, comedians, or E, whatever they want to be?
Definitely E.
A.
I can tell you one of them is heading towards C. One of them is definitely heading towards being a comedian.
Really?
But whatever they want to do, I'll be there for them.
Man, that's awesome, dude. Allah يخلي لك إياهم. خليك فوق راسهم يا رب. الله يبعد الضربات.
I gotta tell you one thing though.
Shoot.
I mean, the highlights before that, and I'm just gonna say that out loud because maybe some of your viewers don't know that about what happened to you in Kuwait. I've been in your show in Kuwait.
I know where the pipe exploded.
I think you know where I'm going with that.
The pipe.
Yes, absolutely. I was there. I saw it live. you gotta tell your viewers about that because definitely that puts you high ranking in handling weird situations. Okay. I have to tell you a little bit like a master.
Thank you. For those of you who don't know what he's referring to, this was maybe, I've had a lot of great moments on stage. This is arguably the greatest because the laughter that was happening, it was like a riot, right? It was insane. People were like gasping for breath. Here's what happened. I'm on stage in Kuwait, and as I'm performing, I'm hearing a sound, okay? I hear a sound above me, which sounds almost as if the roof is going to collapse. I hear cracking noises. So I'm going to admit, for a second, I was a bit worried, but then I thought maybe it's something with the sound. Sometimes you'll have a loose wire and it'll cause static. I thought maybe that's it. And then it would go, and then I'd hear it again. Towards the end of the show, it turned out there was a pipe in the ceiling of the venue. And because it's Kuwait, and the owner of the hotel where I was, he told me that it's because it's so hot, they had their air conditioning on overdrive, that the pipe had so much water going through it, it burst. And a flood of water descended from the ceiling onto the stage. It was it was unbelievable. People thought it was like planned. And I ended up walking into the water and continuing to perform because I wanted to finish my joke, to mass hysteria from everybody because it was the funniest thing. Then I realized that it wasn't air conditioning water, but it must have been something else because the smell of the water, I was like, oh my God. And I think it was sewage water. And basically, I think it was pandemonium. People got out of their chairs. Chairs were flying everywhere. It was I've never seen so many people laugh in my life. It was just the most unreal experience ever. And I ran out and took a shower and came back down and took pictures with everybody. It was insanity. It was insanity. You had to be there. It was definitely a once in a lifetime. Yeah, it was like a septic. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was, dude.
Absolutely.
Funniest thing ever, man. Thanks for reminding me of that. Do we have a video of that?
Thank you for telling the story again.
There is a video. Somebody's asking if I have a video of that. I posted it on my Facebook at the time. I can try to look for it. It's going to be a couple years ago. I'll see if I can find it. I'll put it on the show.
Even on the stories, on your Instagram stories, there was a shitload of Instagram stories that you reposted. Hope you can find them again.
Do you remember when I could go through my archives? Do you remember when the show was?
I'm not sure whether it was 17 or 18. I think it was either 17 or 18. It was your first show in Kuwait, if I'm not mistaken.
Jesus. Okay, I'm going to have to... I'll look for it. I'll try to find it. I promise you all I will. Thanks so much for calling, man. You take care of yourself.
Thank you, Nemr. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too, brother. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was Ramy Ayoub from Algeria, where he works, but now currently quarantined over there. So many of us quarantined everywhere. It's incredible, isn't it? Except for the construction site outside my fucking window. Every morning, man. Every goddamn morning, they start unloading, and the truck, meep, meep, meep. You're backing. It's a 5-foot backup. You don't need a warning. Wakes me up every day. We got Nemo. We found Nemo, people. We got Nemo calling us from Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. How's it going, Nemo? Hello, Nemo? Oh, I think I know why the line is cutting up for everybody who's calling me from a +971 number. Just so you know, WhatsApp is blocked in Dubai. WhatsApp calling, that's why. Yeah, Nemo, you're breaking up. You guys are going to need a VPN if you call from Dubai. That's what I've been told. And it's the same for like Skype, and only Zoom apparently is the one thing that works. We got... Oh! This is going to be an interesting call right now. My name is Nemr, which means tiger. And this caller is called George, but his last name is Fahad. He's my arch nemesis, which I believe means panther. I think panther, right? Is Fahad panther?
Fahad is, yes.
It's a panther. That's what I believe it is. George, how's it going? You're calling us from Ottawa, Canada.
Excellent. Great to talk to you, Nemr. It's an honor.
The honor is mine, man. The honor is absolutely mine, brother. What are you talking about? Thanks so much for tuning in.
I look forward to your show.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait. Dude, you know, I was going to be in Ottawa next month. We had a show booked.
Oh, yeah, I know. We had to see you soon.
As soon as possible. I did Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver, and we had booked Ottawa, Winnipeg, and Nova Scotia. I was going to go visit them as well, and that's all up in the air now. Are you enjoying the podcast at least? Are you having a good time with us here?
Oh, they're wonderful. They're the highlight of my day these days.
Yo, thank you. That means so much to me, brother. Thank you so much, dude. George, besides having a last name that means panther, what would you say is the most interesting thing about you?
Well, recently I developed a passion for animals.
Okay.
And right now, my wife is Romanian, and being in Romania, seeing so many stray dogs and suffering dogs in there, we start to try to help all these dogs and get them adoption throughout Europe.
Dude, that's amazing.
And even being here, that's all what I think about. That's all what he's trying to do. It's you will not believe the reward you get from helping a dog. Like it's something maybe to some people.
No. That's one of the best. I mean, dogs are God's creatures. I mean, at the end of the day, dogs are just the most wonderful thing in the world.
Absolutely.
Man. In the world.
Absolutely.
I always say, try to get you a woman. I mean, if you're a guy or if you're a lesbian, try to get you a woman that greets you like a dog greets you when you walk into the house, just like with that enthusiasm. Nothing. I think that's why they make great therapy animals, because nothing can lift your spirits like just a dog's energy. It's just the most beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Man. That's such an interesting. I love that I'm asking this today. I love that I get to know people like you who do such good things. It's so great, man. How long have you been doing this for?
About 3 years. 3 years now.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Well, you know what? All the strength to you and your wife. Are you guys in Ottawa together right now, or are you separated by?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
No, we are in Ottawa together. Yeah. We're supposed to be in Romania now. We usually spend the summer there, but it will not happen this year. But that's fine.
That's fine. It's fine. We always got next year. How exciting is it going to be when we finally get a vaccine out there? Everybody gets vaccinated, and then it's like, let's go out. Do you think people are going to get so used to this lifestyle that when we start going out again, we may not want to? Do you think? I'm curious.
Absolutely not. I don't think so. I think we're going to appreciate getting out. I think we're going to appreciate just walking on the street, going, talking to people, visiting friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
The simplest thing in life we take advantage of. We don't appreciate it. I think that's I think that's a good lesson.
That is a good lesson, dude. Thanks, George. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you, man. And thanks for tuning in.
Take care.
And thanks for everything you do for the dogs. You take care.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
What a good man. George Fahed, man. You see, his last name is Fahed, which means somebody corrected me and said it's leopard in the comment section. Thank you for that. Leopard. So you see, he's part of the animal kingdom. You got to look out for each other. The human race needs to treat each other the way the animals are treating each other is the most important thing. I think that we should take away from this. Let's try to take one more caller from West Lafayette, Indianapolis. Or no, actually, but he's stuck. This is Agandraos from our Twitch, and aka Anthony Andros, who I believe is stuck in. Are you in Dubai right now, Anthony?
Yeah. Yes, I actually am in Dubai.
How are you getting through to us on WhatsApp? Because I know that it's blocked.
So because I have a US number, I'm actually just using my 4G.
Ah, okay. You got that international plan. You got that good.
Yes.
You got that good.
Exactly. Yes.
How is it being in Dubai, coming from Indianapolis?
So, I actually grew up here in Dubai.
Okay.
So perfect. I guess you could kind of say I'm home, basically.
All right. What's the most interesting thing about you, my friend?
Well, what I would say is probably one of the most interesting things. Well, so I'm actually studying to become a pilot. And so I guess one of my life goals would probably be to actually fly to every single country on Earth. Okay. It is a very ambitious goal, but hopefully I could do it one day.
Every single country without exception?
Without exception.
Really? There are some shitty countries out there.
I know, but I mean, I think that there's good in every person. So, and every human on Earth has.
I'm not saying there isn't good. You didn't say you want to meet the people. You said you just want to fly.
True. But I would still say that is still probably one of my life goals. I don't care how shitty the country is. I would still want to go there. Yeah.
Is it true that Hong Kong is one of the hardest places to land a plane in the world?
That is what they say. Yes, there are some shady airports that you can find, but that's pretty much everywhere in the world. I mean, even Beirut airport is actually
not because it's shady. As I understood, because I visited Hong Kong, you see the planes because it's such a small place. They have to kind of navigate through buildings. That's what makes it challenging.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true.
So,
but I mean, you could kind of say that because, like, it depends. I guess it depends on the cities because you have. That's why most major airports in the U.S. You can see that most of the airports are outside the city, so that you don't actually have to navigate through the buildings.
But it's so tightly fit in Hong Kong that they can't do that.
In Hong Kong, yeah, because Hong Kong is a small place, so it's not like they have a lot of place to put an airport.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you fly, let me ask you a question. When you fly, will you be doing announcements as a pilot clearly, or will you be following the convention of pilots to make no sense when they make an announcement?
So I guess that one of the things that I never understood is why pilot. I guess it's probably because they're always so tired. But I'd rather speak clearly so that the passengers could actually understand me.
Yeah.
Than
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Good to know. Well, brother, thank you for sharing with us, man, and thanks for calling. Enjoy Dubai.
Of course, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Why don't you people do a group named Nemr Fans Club or group on Facebook or WhatsApp? Randa, this is the fans club. You're here. We're here. We meet every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I think that's the best thing for you guys to do. Repost the Burger King Chinese prank. You racist bastard, Aysarbas. Japanese, not Chinese. If eating mjadala daily is the cure to the virus, would you eat it every day, Nemr? Absolutely not. Let's take one more caller. Let's do that. Last caller of the show today, everybody. Here we go. Last caller of the show is my good friend from Jordan, Khalil Atiye. Welcome to the show, Khalil. How's it going?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good.
Khalil,
and those podcasts are amazing, man.
Are you having
really like? I second the opinion of
you enjoying it.
The previous callers, like.
Habibi, man. Thank you so much. Michael Hayek is asking if I'm friends with Maz Jobrani. I am, and we will have him on the podcast soon. Khalil, first of all, thank you very much for what you said.
Yeah.
And second of all, what would you say is the most interesting thing about you? Consider this one of those lame job interviews where they're like, what would you say is the most interesting thing about you?
It's funny that you put this question in a interview context because I wouldn't say that in an interview.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't say it's an interesting thing. It's something that's similar to like Tai Chi training, like something that you develop over the years, which is releasing flatulence with completely hidden, without anyone noticing, no smell, no nothing.
Oh my God! So let me just clarify. I asked you what's the most interesting thing about you. And you said that
Isn't that a superpower?
That you have gained the ability to release flatulence, which is Old English for ripping the farts, without making a sound or making a smell. Am I correct in what you're saying? No smell?
Yes. Nothing. No sound. No smell. And completely satisfactory.
Okay.
Not half-assed.
How proud is your wife of you?
Well, she's. I assume proud and embarrassed at the same time because, like, to put so much energy and dedication to this particular skill is kind of a waste of life, maybe. But to me, it's like well achieved.
But if you have this dedication to farting, one can only imagine what your dedication to your future children is going to be like, or your marriage. I mean, that's Pat 36. Thanks for the follow. So that's actually that's a standout quality for you, right? I mean, the fact that somebody is suggesting that somebody's suggesting you mix olive oil into it somehow. This is the most bizarre episode of the podcast. I don't know about you guys, but I've been having a lot of fun on today's episode. Oh no, Khalil, where'd you go? I was just about Khalil, you're breaking up. We're losing you.
Shit.
Khalil, can you hear us? Oh God. Okay, guys, that's it. We're gonna stop with the callers there. It's time for me to talk to you guys because we got to talk about something very serious, and that's that I love you guys. I want to read in the comments right now. This is a phenomenal episode. Did you guys have a good time in this episode? I like having comedians on. I really do, man. And I like being able to be comfortable with my comedian friends. Sometimes I think that a lot of people look up to me, and I take that very seriously. I just sometimes am not able to totally relax because I want to make sure that I'm not saying something that might offend somebody or something. I felt today I wasn't, I made a decision. I was just going to be myself and have fun with my comedian friend Yannis Pappas on the air. So let me know in the comments section, did you guys enjoy that show? If not, do you want me to tone it down? Because that's basically me having a really good time. I like the guest you're bringing next, Keanu Reeves. Invite Maximini. I will. That's a great suggestion, Stacy. I saw some people saying Mohammed earlier. He will definitely be on the show. He's a very good friend and a very good man. Gabriel Iglesias, I'll try to get him. I don't know him personally, so it's a bit harder. The people that I know personally, like Yannis, like, all the other guests that we're having on the show and we're going to have, easy to get them. I got their phone number. We talk regularly. I pick up the phone. I hit them up. I got a podcast. Yeah, I'd love to do they jump on the podcast. In many cases, I've done their podcasts. The people I don't know, I'm going to take some time to get to them. You know what I'm saying? My mom in the comment section saying, great episode. Thank you, Mom. If my mom says it, that's all it is right there. Hilarious. Great show. Every episode is getting better than the one before. Oh, man, you guys, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Today was funny, especially with the random calls. Don't ever dial it down, man. All right, guys, that's it. Consensus, best podcast yet. Get Russell Brand. I would love to get Russell Brand on the show. I love his podcast, by the way. Will Russell Brand get on my show, though? That's a different story. Andrew Schultz, definitely would want to get him. You guys have great suggestions. So, yeah, I'll be working on all of this, man. I'm loving these comments, man. You're the Lebanese charm. Use your Lebanese charm to get all of them. I didn't say I'm not going to get them. I said it's not as quick. We got great guests, by the way, coming up on Saturday. My sister in the comment section. Hey, Maria. On Saturday, we got Trevor Wallace. I fucking love Trevor Wallace. Trevor Wallace is a self-made man as well. Very proud of him. And we are going to be having him on Saturday. It's going to be another hilarious time with a comedian. Be sure to tune in. And on Sunday or Monday, I'll put out the video announcing our week's guests next week. This is a one-man show, so not everything happens as quick as I want it. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in today with all of us. This was amazing. I had a great time with you guys today. I can't wait to see you all on Saturday. Rest assured, from now until Saturday, I'll be cooking up some fun stuff for you guys. We're going to be having a good time on Saturday together, of course. And that's the end of the show. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of the Very Funny Podcast. Thank you to our guest, Yannis Pappas. Go and head out and see his comedy special. It's called Blowing the Light. Not to be missed. It's absolutely outstanding. As always, I want you guys to stay safe, stay isolated, and I want you to take care and always wear underwear. Goodbye, everybody. I love you very much. Goodbye. It's such a tune. Oh. Yes. Goodbye, my beautiful people. Take care. Always wear underwear.